Hello, Toyota Holics. So if you look at my history of Cherokee videos, you could look up Celica. And I bought this toy of a Celica just because it looks cool. You know, I like this classic Celica look. When I was doing this review, it came to dawn upon me that there's actually a car that looks very similar to this Cherokee. If you look at the graphics on the side of this thing, and in this case it's actually running these Watanabe F8s. So I swapped the Cherokee wheels to some Hot Wheel Real Riders, which I believe are copying either Mini Lights or Watanabes. Then I was watching Stinger Diecast channel, and he reminded me that Inno64 was coming out with this model in this exact livery. So it's always good, again, to check out other people's subscriptions, because you find out about stuff. Stinger just goes on crazy rampages of buying 20 premium models at a time. It's crazy like that. So you want to check out his stuff. But here we are. Look at this image. Look at this model. Let's see what happens. Historically, Inno64 is pretty awesome. I think they're my favorite brand of diecast, actually. It's a tough call, because I like Mini GT as well. Inno64s are technically superior, but they are also obviously more expensive, so they should be superior. Whereas Mini GTs are quite awesome for the price, but they're definitely lacking in details, so I like both of them quite equally. Alright, well, we got a livery very similar to the graphics on the side of the car, of the real car, that is. Here's an outline, which is kind of nice. It's a really stylized outline. And then your standard licensing and telling you what model, color, all that stuff. So it's the TA22 Celica. Let's open this guy up. There's no tape, I don't think, on Inno64 cases. Pretty decent friction fit there. Yeah, I guess I could take this out the stand. Just for this review. Where's my screwdriver, though? Here it is. I'm not sure if I remember seeing the bases literally say Inno64 molded in. Maybe I missed it before, or maybe some changes are occurring. They carry that theme across on the base plate here pretty nicely. You know, this metallic blue and gold and all that stuff. It's telling you what the car is exactly, so that's nice. This car is actually located in Thailand. I'm not sure if I've ever seen it in person. I can't remember. There's actually a lot of nice cars in this country. I've driven behind a 300 SL Mercedes, like a classic 50s one. It's just driving down the street. It's really strange that something like that would be driving around here. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Yeah, there's something about this car, the proportions of it, the mean looking front end with the 4 headlights. It's nice, I like it. Alright, so try not to drop the thing because those mirrors are rigid. So this is a nice metallic blue. It's pretty much blue. I don't see any other shade of color in there. So we can see that it's got some chrome, stainless steel, photo etched metal wiper blades, so that's very fitting for a car of this era where it would probably have chromed wiper blades. There's a lot of black paint here to represent the venting here. I do kind of feel like, well, I don't know, I've never seen the vents on the top of this car, but I have a suspicion there might be strakes in it. And you would see such strakes on the Hot Wheels, so I kind of feel like that could have been better. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are totally flat and there's like a grill. But even if there's a grill, there'd be a crosshatch. Anyways, we gotta continue on. There's some printing on these little vents on the hood. It's actually a print with some white lines to indicate those 4 segments. That's interesting. Most other castings are molded. We're gonna compare a little later. Going to the side, we do have some strakes here by the window, and so that is nice. And there's black behind it, so it's like black with chrome above it. And then the chrome carries across for the window trim, and then there's also a little black printing on the window molding as well. So very nice. The door handle silver sticks out, the same with the lock. And then, yes, this stripe is fantastic. You can actually read GT, even though they're extremely small. And the white lines, let me zoom in. Look how thin that white box is. Like the line. I mean, this is a dental pick. So this is like hair thin. My hair might be thicker than this white line. And it's so well done. Very impressive. This is a nice chrome like sticker or decal or something. I don't know what this is because it looks like there's a blob of glue here. Right? So I don't know if it's a chrome sticker and they just slap some glue on top of it. But it's very shiny. So now while we're at it, the wheels are nice. There's a black center cap. The tires have some rounding to them, so they look like old school tires bulging out with air. And there's probably a brake system back there. Yeah, something is staying in the stationary position. I think the caliper is at like the 9 o'clock position. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Or maybe it's so small I can't see it with my own eyes. And my phone screen is so small it's hard to tell. So you guys actually see better than I do in most of these reviews, which is weird. Okay, so the rivet marks or whatever for the fender flares are nicely done. And then let's see about this front wheel. Yeah, I have no idea where the caliper is. Maybe there isn't a caliper. Everyone always asks. Probably not. Maybe if you push it down. But freely, there's no way it's going to roll down a Hot Wheels track. Alright, so that gold stripe carries across to the front, and there's an orange bit for the reflector there, and it seems to be sticking out. Sorry if I lost the focus. Come on. It's not focusing, obviously. Let me try this. Weird that it will focus closer to. So, wow, I didn't even see with my own eyes again. I didn't see this white box. Very nicely done. And now it's obvious that this bumper is a separate piece of chrome plastic. The mirrors are nice and separate pieces. Grille texture. Shiny GT logo in there. Clear headlights with the silver surround. Nice to see a license plate. Very cool. Orange here, paint for the turn signals. This feels smooth, this inlet to the radiator. It's recessed quite a bit. It's fine. Okay. And then these white lenses. I don't know if these are turn signals. I think they are. In that first photo, it looks like there's an orange light bulb in that clear housing. So the mirrors do have reflective stickers. As I lose focus again. Nope, went past it. Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, that's great detail. I mean, again, look at my dental pick. Some poor soul had to glue this thing in there. Or it's probably adhesive tape, but still, to get it in there, that can't be easy. Alright, this side of the car, we have a silver... I don't know if this is a badge or a fuel filler door, or both. It's only on this side of the car, so I have to assume that might be a fuel filler. Okay, so that shiny sticker looks good again on this side. Wheels look good. I didn't even mention, but the lip of the wheel is chrome or very shiny silver, and in the middle is like a gold color, very similar to the photographs. I'm quite positive they were looking at these photographs and decided to make this car based off this person's real photographs. Alright. So, I'm not really a giant fan of defroster lines, but these are so thin you can see into the interior, so that's fine, I guess. Alright. So, trunk, whatever, seems fine. The molded in wing is fine. No problems there. Ooh, boy, hold on, I just snagged one of those wiper blades. So Toyota is printed nicely. You might even miss it, you know, it's because it's quite an overhang. There's also a little dot for the key, and it's on a black printing. So the taillights are clear plastic, good separation. We got orange, red, clear or backup lights. And then something's going on here though. Ooh. I think that's black paint peeling off. So this whole thing is probably clear plastic and they painted that. So that's the one bit of QC problem so far. Oh, no, wait, this is a chrome sticker. I'm peeling off the badge. Well, so I guess that's my fault. I don't know, it wasn't really legible. I'm gonna assume that might be the same GT badge as this. I don't know, it just wasn't put on well enough for me to recognize it. So that's unfortunate. Yeah, that's weird. It's a weird decal or whatever. Great license plate though, and then really small exhaust tip with black and a little bit of a recess, so that's very nice. Chrome bumper is literally reflecting my pick, very shiny, very good. Okay, be mindful of those wiper blades. We have a metal base telling you what the car is, what scale, but unfortunately we don't know when this was made, so in 20 years you don't know how old that model is. The tire treads look good enough. This muffler is actually a separate chrome plastic piece. It's a little silver paint for the drive shaft here and the transmission, and then screwed together bases, and then Gulliver 64 as well. So the interior, I'm going to take this apart. I instinctively want to repaint this interior, but then I'm not going to be owning a miniature of the photographs that I showed. So I'm a little bit torn. I don't know if I should just leave it alone and say this is in respect to the owner of this real car, or customize it so I can actually see the interior. Oh, yeah, this thing has suspension. Yeah, whatever. Not really a big fan of suspension either. It's not. I guess it's okay if it's doable, if it doesn't make the model cost more. But everything does cost something. So this model, you know, maybe it could have saved $1 or $2 if it didn't have this piece of steel and the process of press fitting it like that. There's a rear view mirror, looks like it'd be plastic. So there is a dashboard as far as the gauges go, and that's quite typical of Inno64s. So you got the gauges, and what's that? I don't know if that's printing to the left of it, like underneath in the center area. I don't know. Oh, well, that's nice. For some reason the driver gets a harness and the passenger is allowed to fly through the windshield. Okay. Yeah, nice typical molded interior. Nice to see a little extra color in there. Because it is decaled, I guess I won't repaint this. I like those harness details. Okay, some sort of code molded in there. So now we know what the inside looks like. I guess one nice thing about this is it's easy to put back together. So let me get my hand screwdriver though. I don't want to risk stripping the threads out. I'm going to back it out, find the thread. There we go. Oh, I'm now noticing these license plates are separate pieces, so those could easily be ripped off. So look how thin that license plate is. That's a photo etched piece of metal with a decal on it then. So be very careful. If you take this off, you could easily rip off or bump off that front license plate. Look how fragile that looks. Even though it's metal, there's not much glue holding it on. So I might not take off these things in the future. You'll see how I snag this wiper blade. It's a little bit up now. Put it down. Something definitely looks wrong with the wiper blades. I messed it up. Ah, darn it. Learn through my mistakes, guys. Learn through my mistakes. I feel like the blade should not be touching the window frame, right? Well. I'm gonna have to leave that. I gotta pause it. It's driving me crazy. So this is quite interesting. This bent piece of metal, well, it's flat pretty much here, but it actually bends and goes into a hole here. It's not just glued on like typical die casts. It's literally going into a hole, so it's like pivoting in that hole. It's quite interesting. I've never seen a wiper blade, see, do that. Usually if I move it like that, the glue it'll fall off and I have to re-glue it on. But I like this, actually, having the hole. It gives me a little more freedom. Right? Alright, so I guess at least they're touching the windscreen and not the frame. It is now time to look at some other castings. Alright, so we got an Aoshima Grachan with some BNDS alloy wheels. So it's supposed to be the same car, but it's lowered. It's got some Liberty Walk treatment to it. And I repainted the interior. These Grachans are screwed together bases, so you have that kind of freedom. This is, I think, the liftback version of this car. And I have some BNDS plastic wheels on this, and I repainted that interior tan. So much bigger wheels. More realistic modern wheels. Realistic classic, like 14, I think they're 15-inch wheels, those BNDS alloys. Okay, the last one, it's going to be an unfair comparison, is by Dydo. So let's give you a top view first. Yeah, that's why I like light interiors. Like this interior is just so easy to see, being a light color. Even this isn't so bad either. Okay, unfair comparison time, because I think the Dydos were probably less than $6 when they were brand new, and this Inno64 was not. Let's get this distraction out. That noise, shut that off. Alright, looking at the front, I do like the Dydo's psychedelic headlights. There's some weird like prisma effect going on in there. Prism, you know, they're like brainwashing you. And the tire whisk is pretty similar actually. I like the Dydo. It still has a grill texture. It just doesn't have this chin spoiler. Okay, so and then well, Inno64 has the license plate, which is nice. And obviously the little GT logo is nice too. The fender mirrors are a big plus as well for realism. Dydo doesn't have that. Top view, Dydo just painted over these molded details. But you'll see the molded details on this and those the Aoshima, the lines are molded in. You know, there's 4 segments. Whereas this is just smooth and they printed the brake. So a different way. No wiper blades at all. No silver paint around the window frames, whereas Inno does have that. There's no vents here. Oh, there are vents here. They're just not painted. Okay. The Dydo has stock wheels. And they're actually pretty well molded, I think. The Dydo doesn't have a lock. It does have a protruding door handle. It does have this detail here. It's just not as crisp as Inno, of course. And this doesn't have any fender flares at all, being a stock vehicle. This is customized, it seems. Okay, no rear defroster lines, which doesn't really bother me, but it doesn't have the trim around the window. The Dydo has different types of taillights. There are no segments, so it's a different vehicle. It still has a license plate just printed on. Pretty lame black exhaust as part of the base. Alright, so not going to compare the bottom, it's not important. Alright, so if you don't really love the TA22, I kind of feel the Dydo's not bad. It's not atrocious. But if you do like the TA22, come on. This thing is magnificent. In which we should let it spin on its own. Let it go out in a spin of glory. So I don't know what it is about this car, but I like it. If I won the lottery, I would consider buying this car as like a daily driver. You know, it's cool, it's custom, but it still looks relatively practical to drive because it's not scraping the ground. Well, anyways, that's just my opinion. If you like this video, you know, go out and buy this model. I think it's fantastic. You know, if you want a different take on it, Stinger Diecast has this. I don't know if anyone else has it. I don't really watch everyone's channels all the time. I do have other things to do. You know, I'm also doing airsoft now, so. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I'll definitely be buying more Innos. You know, no quality problems, right? Did I complain about anything? It's only that rear decal. It was hard to distinguish what it was, so I feel like it was probably not put on properly, and then I just made it worse by picking at it. So that's a minor gripe, I guess. Everything else is really great. It's very nice. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Sayonara. Bye.